Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Lacey. Today we are going to do a flawless makeup routine. So let me just say, I have watched multiple videos just to see what other people do because I had to learn through trial and error. So a lot of people have asked me, like, how do you get your face so smooth? Why does it look like you are not wearing a ton of makeup? And to a beginner or somebody that does not wear a lot of makeup, this may seem like a lot, but I promise you it's really not that much just to get that good flawless looking skin, because I've seen videos where a lot of people just keep caking it onto the hard to cover areas or like acne and stuff, but you really don't want to do that. So just take my advice. There's tons of videos out there. Something is bound to work for you. This is just personally what works for me, and I want to share it with you guys. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this, and I really hope that it does work for you. If not, I will leave a couple down in the description box that I found helpful, so make sure you guys check that out. But anyways, if you guys are new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. There will also be some other videos that pop up randomly throughout the video, but if you don't want to wait on those, go ahead and click that eye. And also, if you do subscribe, please go ahead and hit that little notification bell next to it. That'll inform you every single time I upload a new video. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on into this video. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, enough of that. Anyways, today we are going to do my flawless face routine. So, as you guys may know, like if you guys look at my earlier videos, my face was pretty clear. And then I got promoted at work and some stuff happened. I started getting a lot of acne, and especially like big, very big acne. And also I have like all these little bumps, especially right here around my face and then on my forehead. I can zoom you guys in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You guys will see it obviously once I start my makeup, but I'm not used to it. I'm not used to having this much acne, and now I don't know exactly what to do to get rid of it. I have found some products that have very much, like, they haven't stopped the acne, which I'm grateful for. I'm so grateful that they have at least like calmed it down a little bit. So if you guys want to see a video on my new version of skincare routine, because I know like one of my first few videos was a get unready with me kind of thing, but if you guys want to see a skincare routine, let me know down in the comment section below. So I'm gonna say this first things first. My house is quiet, it is empty. Oh, it's so nice. I know that like my last like 80 videos, I don't even have 80 videos, but my last like at least 5 videos, there has been so much noise in the background, and you can always hear my mom in the middle of filming every single time. She's like, Lacey, what are you doing? Like, if I'm in the basement, you know what I'm doing. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, I got a little violent right there. But anyways, so let me first start by saying this. You in no way, shape, or form have to use these products specifically. You can use whatever works for your skin. I have dry combination skin. I'm very dry out here, which I moisturize every single day, and I have already moisturized. And I just used my e.l.f. nourishing, I don't even know what it is, but it's a little bottle, squirt bottle of e.l.f. drugstore moisturizer. I use so many different moisturizers, just whatever works for you. First things first, like I said, go ahead and moisturize your face. It is a very necessary step for your skin itself. Second step, you want to go ahead and prime your face. I use 1 to 3 primers at any given time. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day and how my skin has been doing. So
what did I just say? Is been doing? How my skin is been doing? Is been doing? How my skin has been doing?
Let's just act like I didn't say that, okay? And then I didn't repeat it 10 more times. So it just depends on how my skin is doing at the time or how I'm feeling that day. So what I like to do personally is I bought this Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Let me just tell you, $52, I expected this to change my whole life. It is very good for your skin, which is great, and it does smooth your skin, but I have primers that do a better job at smoothing the skin. But this is like a skincare slash primer in one, so it is very nice. But for $52, like, I need Jesus, okay? I need Jesus to come down and heal me, alright? I did repurchase it, which honestly, I used to love this. Like, I really thought it was so great. I did get it in, what was it, my eBay mystery box, which, oh my god, that was great. I will leave that linked up here if I can. Sometimes it doesn't let me, but if not, I will leave it in the description box so you guys can go check that video out. But anyway, I just like to take it on my fingertip. You can use a little thing if you still got it, because I know that there was like this big old controversy with why is it meant to be thrown. Oh, I just hit pan. Let me stop talking shit, I just hit pan. Anyways, I usually do not use blurring primers all over my skin, but since this one is so good for your skin, I just like to use this kind of like as a second moisturizer slash primer. It does have really nice skincare benefits. Secondly, I go in with another blurring primer. Today I am going to go ahead and use the Smashbox one. So anyways, with this, I literally throw it all over the place. I literally just add this to like the porous areas. My pores are really bad right here, just right here, and then on the tip of my nose. So I just literally put it right there. I use either a hydrating foundation or a luminizing foundation. Foundation? Excuse me. I meant primer. I forgot what I was doing. My two favorite hydrating and luminizing primers are the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer, and then the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for dry skin. Also, the Maybelline brand, period, their primers are actually really good. I have the pore minimizing one and this hydrate and smooth one, which is actually really good as well. So actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this today. And then I just take a smidge in each area of this. And what I like to do with my luminizing primers is either A, go in with a brush, or B, go in with a beauty blender. For a brush that I like to use with this is the G39 from M.O.R.E. Anyways, I just like to buff that in all over my skin. And I try to kind of avoid the area that I put the pore minimizing primer on. I literally just keep it on the perimeters of my face. That's why I do not use a whole lot. I like the dewy look. You guys can absolutely skip all these primers. I know some people do not like primers at all. You don't even gotta do this step at all, okay? Moisturize, that's important. Like I said before, these are just what work for me. Please do not feel like you need to go and get these products. Everybody's skin is different. Everybody's skin needs different things. So the one I'm going to be using today, and the one that matches me like almost perfectly, and I love because like I got it first try, and it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I know a lot of people actually don't even like this foundation, but I seriously, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So for my foundation, and to get that like flawless base, this stuff is thick. It is full coverage. I like full coverage. I usually hardly ever do medium or light, but I want this all to be gone, but it to not look like I'm wearing cake face. So what I always do is I grab my favorite foundation brush, which at the time, right now, it is the Y7 from M.O.R.E. So I love this brush. What I usually do is I just dip it into my foundation, and I don't take a whole lot. And if I get more than I need, I just kind of pounce it on my face. And I just stipple this onto my face. And I don't like try to be super precise. Like, I want that coverage. So I just...
Get it? I get it, girl. I get it.
I don't take my foundation up here, like under my eyes and on my eyes, because I put concealer there and I'm not trying to look cakey, so I don't put foundation and then concealer. Some people do and don't look cakey, but I got really bad lines under my eyes, so I've noticed if I don't do that, it's not as bad. So in the areas that I need that little extra coverage, I just go over it with my brush. I take a tiny bit more foundation. Now I'm going to take my sponge, and this is the Maybelline sponge. I think it is the best dupe for the actual beauty blender. Like, I've never felt something that literally felt just like the beauty blender. So if you have not tried the Maybelline sponge, go get it. It's $5 at Walmart, okay? We have a crisis. Crikey. It just bloody disappeared. Just do like half of what you did the first time, and I just bounce that over everywhere I put foundation. So I'm not claiming this is gonna be like a your skin but better look, but it is not gonna look cakey and gross if you use the right foundation and you use all the right techniques. I'm just trying to show you guys what I do for my flawless looking skin, because I'm sick of having acne, okay? Sick of it. This isn't the most high coverage foundation, but I also don't care if it comes through a little bit, because I feel like a lot of times if you just like cake on makeup over a zit, it sometimes, especially if there's like a cluster of them, sometimes it can look really, just really bad. Okay, so let me go do my eyebrows real quick, because I can't. No, I can't do everything else before this. I gotta put concealer on at the same time. Okay, so now, next up, guys, I obviously want to do liquids first and then powder. So like if you're gonna use cream contour, if you're gonna use liquid highlighter, all that jazz, make sure you do all that before you set your face with any kind of powder. But if you have a lot of texture on your face, especially in this area, I kind of suggest staying away from powder highlighter and maybe using just liquid, and then just if you want a subtle highlight for every day, just go over it with your powder and all your products. Just make sure you do it after your foundation. For your face paint, so for your concealer, you want to go in after your foundation, and you don't want to go ham with this, but just take your favorite concealer, whatever one you like. Make sure, if you want a highlighted look, make sure it's a shade or two lighter than your skin tone. Don't go crazy and get like just white, and especially if you're very pale. Some people like that super highlighted effect. I would not suggest going more than 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. And if you don't like that highlighted effect, either you could just use your foundation or find a concealer that is to your liking at your skin tone. Personally, I love the Too Faced Born This Way, but these are both like pretty much my skin tone, maybe a tiny bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I'm not going for the super highlighted effect, I'm just taking a little bit of each of these. And I'm not going crazy with it. Some days I will. A lot of times in tutorials you see that I will, but it's more so for the look than it is anything. But for every day, this is just what I do. And I'm using both of these because one is super yellow and one is pink, and I find that it balances them out. And then I don't go crazy, but if I want to highlight, what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit in these areas to cover them up. And then for this one, I just take the same beauty blender as I did before and just blend it in. Everything's looking pretty good at this point. But if you still don't feel like this is enough, you can always take your concealer that is your skin tone. I cannot stress this enough. Sometimes you can just go in with your foundation again in some spots, but I already did that with my foundation. But if you do not feel like that is good enough, you can always just take a little bit of concealer that is your skin tone and put that on the areas that you feel is necessary for more coverage. So for baking, I'm going to take the peach powder, and I just take some in my cup. And lately I always take a brush, and I've been using the Y11 brush because like I said, I don't really like baking. I feel like it just makes my under eyes feel very cakey. So what I do is I just kind of press it in there, roll, and I pick it up. I do not swipe. I will in a minute, but I don't right now. After I feel like it is set into place, I'll start kind of swiping and pulling it, but only in that area. I do not take it nowhere else, just where I laid that powder. So for this part of my face, I would either take one of these two powders. I'm gonna take the V.I.D.E.O one because I feel like it just gives me a flawless looking base. Like I said, you just kind of have to learn what works for you. So with this, I always take my M.O.R.E E34 brush and I just dip it in the top of there. I don't get like a ton of product, just enough. And what you want to do is bounce it on your skin. You do not want to swipe. Never, ever, 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 ever swipe. Because if you swipe, it will tend to move your foundation around. And if you do that, you're defeating the whole purpose of having flawless looking skin, because you're going to move everything around and it's not going to look flawless. It's going to look really patchy and just bad. I don't add a whole lot. Like, I make sure my whole face is set. Every bit of skin on my face is set. But if you can tell, like, there's not a whole lot on here. It's just enough to make sure my face is set. Because, like I said, I like that dewy look. So I don't recommend a lot of powder anyway, because you can start to look very cakey. So now you want to go in with your contour, bronzer, so on and so forth. If you set your face right, you should be okay to use these motions when contouring and bronzing. If you did not set your face right, it will move your foundation. But I also recommend taking a super light hand while doing so. I like to pack mine on and then lightly blend it out. I'm just going to use my Urban Decay Naked Shapeshifter palette. And I'm going to go into this shade right here. So what I like to do is just pack it on in that like C shape. And up on my forehead, since I don't have as much acne, I kind of just do this. But if you have acne up there, pack it on and just take a light, super light hand and blend it out. I just kind of do this little by little until I get it where I want it, because I'd rather take my time and do this than just completely mess up everything I already did, because makeup can be very expensive, and who's got time to keep wasting makeup? Who's got time to do their makeup 10 times? Okay, moving on to bronzer. I'm just going to take the same palette and just go into this color. I literally only ever just dip in once and then take a light hand because I don't like a lot of bronzer. And I just lightly swirl that in the places that I want it. So I like to get a highlighting brush. You can use whatever you want. It does not really matter. I'm just going to take the highlighter that's in here in this Naked palette because it's open. So I have a bunch of highlighter on here. I'm going to tap it off. And what I'm going to do, and I don't recommend you just go ham with the highlighter. Like, honestly, that's the best way to avoid looking texturized and horrible in this area, because highlighter can very much texturize your skin. I know, like, you did all that work and then you want to be glowy. Well, just don't go ham with a highlighter, okay? But as you can see, like, I have barely anything on, and looking at me right now in this camera, you can tell already I have highlighter on. So I'm pretty much just like getting it in the brush, tapping it off, and like just kind of working it into my skin a little bit. Not going crazy. And as you can see, I have a beautiful highlight. It's not super blinding, but it's beautiful. Okay, so the trick is not really that big of a trick. A lot of people actually do it. So what I like to do is, your best bet is to go in with like a dewy setting spray if you want that dewy look. If you want that matte look, do what you gotta do, but always, like, this step is very important. One of my favorite setting sprays is actually from the drugstore, and that's the Maybelline Master Fix. And I actually like to use two setting sprays. I like this, and I like the pure hydrating one. So I just take a little bit of each, like literally just a little bit of each, just to make your skin look less powdery. And I spray it more so up in the air and let it fall on my face, because if you spray it directly on your face, it's gonna be a hot mess. This is my trick. While your face is still a little bit wet right here, take a little bit extra of your highlighter, and while it's wet, apply a little bit more to get that blinding highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, since that part is not important, off camera, and I'll be right back. I just did a little video for the gram, so if you guys want to see this video, make sure you guys go check out my Instagram. I will leave the link down below. Make sure you guys follow me too over there as well. So anyways guys, I want to zoom you in a little bit, and I want to show you guys what my face looks like. And I want to just say right now, yes, you're still going to be able to see that there's acne on my face. So if you want a natural but flawless looking skin, if you have acne or dry skin, just, yeah, follow these steps, and I promise you, you will always have good looking skin, and it will not look like you are caked up. It'll look like you have makeup on, but it will never look like you are caked up. So let me zoom you guys in and show you what my skin looks like. Okay, so since I couldn't zoom in, I'm gonna come to you. So as you guys can see, this is not flattering. So as you guys can see right in this area where that one really big problem pimple I have right now is, you can see that it is like still obviously a bump on my skin, but you can no longer see the extreme redness I had. And there was also one right, sorry, my mirror's right here, one down here right below it. There was a couple right here on my cheek, one right here. I have a scab right here. Yes, I'm a picker. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyways, as you can see, my face doesn't look super textured, and it just looks like a nice, beautiful canvas. Like, a lot of times the biggest issue is a lot of people either, one, do not have a very good skincare, but also another thing is a lot of times people either do not let their face breathe, or they're in an environment where there's just a lot of pollution. So like for me, that is the biggest reason why I have acne, is because my job, I am in a dirty machine constantly. I just advise, try not to touch your face as much as possible. If you are acne prone, try to let your skin breathe. If you wear makeup every day, I get it, sometimes we just want to look good and look our best, but you know, on the weekends, really just let your skin breathe and get a good moisturizer at the least. And if you guys want to know my secret, I use anything with salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide in it. Those things are lifesavers, and doctors recommend that to get rid of acne. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off at that. Thank you guys for watching, and if you are new here, please make sure you go ahead and take a moment to subscribe. I do videos every single week, and hit this like button if this was helpful and you did enjoy this video. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!